So a film has come out recently that has completely piqued my interest. Why has it piqued my interest, you might ask? Well, it's being marketed as from the people who brought you the music from La La Land. And if you're unfamiliar with me, if this is your first time watching my videos, welcome. I freaking loved La La Land. La La Land is one of the best films I've seen in the last decade. And I don't say that lightly. I just very strongly enjoyed the film. I don't really do reviews on this channel very often, but I feel like when I'm super passionate about a certain thing, whether that be really good or really bad, that's when I want to talk about it. And when it comes to films or other pieces of art, when I feel like I most enjoy a film is when it evokes any sort of emotion in me. For instance, if a film makes me laugh, if a film makes me cry, if it makes me feel scared, any of those things, I feel like, oh, this film did a good job. Now, it's very easy to make me laugh. I laugh at a lot of things, so I enjoy comedy, but if a film is able to make me cry, whoa. That's next level. And La La Land got me there, okay? I would have made a video talking about how much I love La La Land, but Dodie already did that, my friend, and I feel like her video is perfect in every way, and I don't have to do anything else. She's already covered all the topics. But I did also review Dear Evan Hansen on this channel, which is the best musical I've seen in ages. It's just a wonderful piece of art. If you haven't seen my review of that, check that out. The reason I'm bringing that up is because the same people that made the music for La La Land also made it for Dear Evan Hansen and for this film I'm about to talk about, The Greatest Showman. Now, I just saw this film yesterday, and when I walked into the theater, I turned to my friend and literally said, The Greatest Showman was not really the greatest show, man. Because I like puns. Like, that's just who I am. I'm starting off this review strong, but I just really didn't enjoy the film. I was incredibly disappointed. I came in with some mid to high expectations because, you know, Dear Evan Hansen and La La Land are two of my favorite things in the world, so obviously this would be amazing. It just wasn't. Now, going forward, don't worry, I'm not going to be putting any spoilers in this video. One of those reasons is because I don't want to be a dick. The other reason is because I don't think there's anything to spoil. This film has no plot. There is no significant storyline where I could tell you something and you'd be like, and it would ruin your experience. There just isn't. There's nothing that happens in this film. There's no conflict. There was no overarching conflict in the slightest in this film. If you want to know the basic premise, there's a guy, he's poor, it's a rags to riches story, he ends up becoming a great entrepreneur, and he leads this troupe of freaks in a freak show that develop this family, and then they try and stick together, and he wants to win the approval of the upper class by making an upper class type show, and then he finds his morals. Sounds nice enough, right? But it's just, so much goes wrong with it, and there's so little conflict involved that when the film ends, it's kind of like, all right, I guess. Anytime any slight negative thing comes along, like, oh no, we might lose everything, everyone's just like, what do you mean? Just sing. Just everyone sing! Sing along! It'll solve all our problems! Of course, I'm not saying that I don't like musicals. I freaking love musicals. But the music in this film doesn't fit. At least with most musicals you watch, any musical at all, actually, you'll feel like you're ready for the next song. Like it's about to come. Maybe you'll hear like a stray violin come in, or a flute, or maybe a little timpani. Something's gonna prepare you. Maybe the way the characters start talking, you're like always asking certain questions. There's a song coming. This one's more like, hey guys, how you doing? Because today I went to the store. What are you doing? It just felt like they were like, you know what? We actually need more songs because we got to sell more album sales because this movie's not really that great. So let's just shove random songs in there that don't really fit and just throw them in dialogue scenes, and then hopefully people will listen to them and we'll make money back that way. That's honestly how it feels. You could have cut out like 3 or 4 songs out of this thing and it probably would have improved it a lot. At one point, they were literally like bringing back a song with someone crying. She was just like, instead of saying, hey, I'm so sorry for you, she's like, oh, I wish we could rewrite the stars, while she's like crying, and I was like, it's a bit of a joke. Hey Google, turn on my light. I can't believe I forgot to put my lights on.
Sure, turning on my light.
That's better. Okay, here we go. Is Pikachu dead? Jeez, you think I look at my background? Obviously, I care about my background, but it seems like the creators of the show clearly didn't, because if you look at the music for the show set in the 19th century, it doesn't fit in the slightest. It's so confusing. This is a 19th century film that has music that sounds like it's in the top 40 of 2017. Why? Why be so anachronistic? It doesn't make sense. Yes, I just weaseled in that background thing so I could fix my background. Leave me alone. I only actually laughed at 2 parts of this film, and both parts were not intentionally made to make me laugh. For instance, the first one was just when people referred to the main character, Mr. Barnum. It sounds like they're saying Mr. Burnham, which made me laugh, because I was like, hey, that Bo Burnham joke, you know, Mr. Burnham. Haha, that made me laugh. Also, the other time, there's this big scene where the main character really wants to appeal to the upper class, and so he gets this opera singer, the world-class famous opera singer, the Swedish Nightingale, all the way from Sweden. She's this amazing opera singer. He's gonna bring her over to New York, and she's gonna give a show. And you know what she does? She sings something that sounds like a Taylor Swift B-side. I laughed out loud. I was so ready for like something that actually fits. Like, yep, we brought this opera singer, and here it is, Taylor Swift, like song number 8 on the new album that no one's heard of. What Why? It doesn't make sense. Just, it blows my mind. So much of this doesn't make sense, but I'm trying to push all of that aside. Even if you push that aside, let's just look at the story, which, by the way, on all the posters say based on a true story. That is the loosest I've ever heard that being used. That's like saying, oh yes, Inglourious Bastards, that's based on a true story because World War II happened. If you're unaware, the main character of The Greatest Showman is P.T. Barnum, the guy that founded Barnum and Bailey, the circus. Wow, what an exciting story, except for the fact that this guy was a bad person. He was a very bad man. He didn't coin the expression, but he very much popularized the expression, a new sucker is born every minute. This guy was bad. He conned people in every way possible. He lied, he faked, he did a lot of bad things. He owned slaves. There's a lot of negative things about this guy. And it's not like they're lightly glossing over it in the story. They are heavily just completely removing any semblance of bad from this guy. They might lightly hint like, he does sort of cheat people. No. It was much worse than that. In this film, though, he's depicted as a loving father, a loving husband. He's loved by his troop of freaks. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. That's just how they're depicted. Who decided to make it this way? Somewhere out there, I want to see the passion project about Joseph Stalin being good at gardening and how he came to win this gardening competition. Because, based on a true story, there is this interesting chemistry happening between Zac Efron's character and Zendaya's character, and it's never really fully explored. It's like super superficial. Like so superficial, it's like the sprinkles on a cake. It's not even icing level deep. You're kind of confused. He likes her, she kind of likes him, but they're like, worlds apart. They're not really meant to be together because he's from the upper echelon and she's, a trapeze artist? Is it that bad? I mean, I thought maybe they would have explored into it more like, oh, she's a person of color, that's why his family doesn't approve of her, and I've been like, oh man, that's, social commentary. But no, it was just never really realized, just, I don't know, she's a circus performer and I don't like her. I could have been like, hey mom, you see what she does with her legs up there? You know what I'm saying? That would have been fine, any type of humor, but it was just kind of never explored ever. And then when something bad happens and she cry sings to him and everything's fine again, and it's just, everything misses the mark. The mark has just been missed completely. It's like if you try high-fiving Mark Ferris, but you end up hitting Alfie. Like, you missed the mark. It sounds like I really hated this film. I was just really disappointed. I went in with incredibly high expectations. If I try and speak positively about things that I liked about the film, there's a couple really cool slow-mo scenes when the trapeze was going up and it was super slow-mo. There was another scene where the bearded woman was singing that was actually pretty cool and time stopped for a bit. That was really cool. That's where I went, whoa. That's really nice. But in terms of the choreography, most of it just felt like they were using the same shots. Okay, here we go. Just look straight down at the circle. Everyone's doing this little dance with a sidestep, trapeze. Yeah, here we go. It's another song. Give me something new. But of course, you're saying, Evan, you didn't watch this film because it's made by the director of La La Land or the directors of Dear Evan Hansen. It was for the music. So how was that music, you might ask? I would tell you right now, I would sing you a song from the musical that I just saw yesterday, but for the life of me, I cannot remember a single melody. It was the most forgettable soundtrack out of any musical I've ever seen. Not one song. Nothing. How? In fact, at one point, I found myself humming along to one of the tunes, but that's only because I realized I was not humming along to the song. I was humming along to You Will Be Found by Dear Evan Hansen. 2 or 3 of the songs, I was like, is this You Will Be Found? And then the crowd jumps in. It sounded so similar to Dear Evan Hansen, I thought it was crazy until my friend Kirsten Hippie yesterday tweeted about it, and I went, I'm not crazy. It literally is You'll Be Found. The whole crowd pleasing. I mean, obviously they made the same music, but during the musical, so many of the songs just sounded so similar to the previous one, I didn't know if it was all just a big reprise, and then when the different ones came on, I was kind of like, okay, but the lyrics you're saying, aren't the lyrics nice? No, the lyrics are just so recycled. The lyrics are things like, follow your dreams and wish we could rewrite the stars so we could be in love. It's just nothing original. There's absolutely nothing sparkling and original at all. It just feels like, here's some top 40 crap we're just gonna put into a blender, spit it out into a musical and be like, please buy it, please see this musical and listen to the music all the time. No, it's just, it could have been good. That's why I'm upset, okay? The reason I'm making this video is not because I hate it. It's because I'm so disappointed in what this could have been. It could have been something so great, but there were just so many issues along the way. Like I said, Mark's all the way over there. You missed him. He's that far away. When the film finally ended and it hit the black screen, people behind me started applauding, and I was so confused. I literally looked around like, are you kidding? Is this a sarcastic, are you just being that person that claps in a theater? Because I literally felt so much like I wasted my time. I think it's very rude to talk or look on your phone during a film. If you're gonna pay money and go to enjoy this piece of art, you should focus on that. I'm gonna be honest. I could barely focus. There were so many instances where I was just bored. There'd be a song that I could just feel, oh, here's another song coming, isn't it? Duh, and it would just be so bad, and I'd be like, God, I'd look at my phone, I'd make jokes about it. It was unenjoyable, and it makes me sad because I wanted to enjoy it. I did not want to be this negative Nancy stomping all over the dancing parade being the greatest showman. But I'll say it again, the Greatest Showman was just not the Greatest Showman. That's my review. What would I rate it, you might ask? A 3 out of 10. If you haven't seen it, I really wouldn't recommend you see it. There's some really good films out there right now. I mean, you could watch Star Wars. I enjoyed Star Wars. Ingrid Goes West. I thought that was an amazing film. Completely different genre, but really good film you could probably watch right now. All in all, I guess you could say, like, they tried their best, and it just didn't really work. At the end of the day, I don't mean to come off as if, like, this is the word of God, my opinion is law. Absolutely not. It's just my opinion. This is my subjective thought on this film. Didn't enjoy it. If you did, I'd love to hear you from the comments. It'd be nice to know maybe if I missed something that I should have enjoyed. Should I watch it again? I really don't want to put myself through that, but maybe I missed the mark. Maybe it was me. Maybe I'm the mark misser. I don't even know. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts if you agree or disagree with me. That'd be just really interesting. We'll have a discussion about the film. I don't do film reviews often, like I said. It's just when I'm very passionate about one, like this one, because so many people I know enjoyed it, and it makes me go, why? Why didn't I enjoy it? Not why did they enjoy it, but why didn't I enjoy it? I'm looking inwards here. You can enjoy the film if you want, but it makes me sad that I didn't. I'm now the party pooper. Sorry to poop on the party. But I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a bit of different style content than I usually do. If you liked it, you can give it a thumbs up. Tells me you want to see more of this type of stuff. And you can subscribe because I make new videos every single Sunday. I'll see you guys in 2018. Weird. Goodbye. If I could rewrite the stars, I'd probably make a better musical.